Okay, hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be playing on a big Minecraft world, basically our new forever world. So, well, not really new, it's 1,006 days in, but we're going to be giving you guys a great tour around it. We've been working on it for a long time. So right now we're in the beginning area. We built this area like around day 17, like-ish to day 10, when we first discovered this cave. A very big place, so we're going to start looking around. Right in here was the first bedroom to ever be made. This was my friend's house. He had a lot of interesting things in here. So if we continue down this way, we will be coming across another chest for, well, random junk that we had at the beginning. So then we come down and we come into the underwater challenge. We're never allowed to leave to go to the surface. That's the closest I ever get. This is like the main room with all these racks and lanterns. This used to be a big furnace room, but now it's just more of empty. The storage room, lots of good storage all around here, everything that you could possibly need to survive. We also have crafting table and a few more tables, furnace, smoker. Anyways, let's continue downwards because we have a blast furnace with a cactus. We named him on day 21. Do I remember what name? No, I really don't, honestly, but he was there. Now let me show you around the main water area. So if you come out here, there's all of this to be seen. All of this. So there's the cave above, which I'm not allowed to go on the surface. This was some submarine project that we were working on. Never really finished it. The conduit that we had made, so that way we can breathe underwater, really helps out. There's an underwater farm right here. This was when I had the idea of making an underwater farm, which turned into an underwater base, which turned into what you're going to be seeing shortly here. Quite a lot of interesting things. That goes down to the mines, but there's multiple ways. We'll show you guys the simplest way of getting down to the mines. So, let's continue going back inside so we can take you guys to the down storage area by the farm and stuff. So, go down here. No, down here. This at one point was a living room-ish thing. Now it's just more of like a main way of going to multiple directions. This leads you to the first nether portal. This is where we pay my friend Bryce his gold. Let me change that actually. It's 100. Yeah, like it's should be 1,007, not 997 still. I should have changed by now, but there we go. I'll have to be paying him very shortly here. We'll go collect my change later. And then you come through here. This leads to the farm. So, and here's where we grew a bunch of bamboo, lots of wheat. It's been through multiple damages. Had to be repaired. Lava leakage from our lava generator that we never really did a lot for. It never really ended up getting put to much use. We used to grow a bunch of berries in here, as you'll see in these barrels. Bunches of berries. We had a lot of farming and stuff that went on. Tools, random junk. Now, if you continue down this way, this leads to the first entrance of the mine, which I'll show you this later as we'll come back up from the mine, because it doesn't really matter, this entrance doesn't. So, now, we're going to going back this way to then head into my bedroom these days, because this is, well, I have multiple bedrooms. It's connected to my mega base. This is the mega base, or the OG base. Might even be turned into a museum eventually. Random junk in here, random junk in here. My bed, and windows that have no windows. You just see through, but they're walls. So I don't really know how this happened. It just kind of glitched. So I guess now they're just windowless windows. So we're gonna go down this way, which leads you down to the rails, which takes you to the main cave. This is where we've been spending most of our time at. We got a lot of buildings, a lot of abandoned ones too. Right here is an abandoned smith house. You come in here. A lot of things that were for smithing supplies and stuff. Crafting table, stone cutter, smithing table, chair. Don't really know why. This was like an unused railing system that was supposed to carry goods around, but we never ended up getting to use it much, so there's that. Up this way takes you into the potion room. At one point this was my friend's room, but then it just got turned into more of just like a random, I guess, extra storage or something. It's like an abandoned brewery, so, you know. Up this way takes you through the entrance to my original base, which I'll get to later. That was from like the earlier days. Right here's the court, which this actually used to be where the oldest house here, the first one in this entire cave was, but then it got turned into a court, which we actually have rules that you must obey. No selling homes or moving to evade bills. Limit of 4 shops or businesses per player in each dimension. And no stealing or griefing of any sort. And no, because we don't really know what to put here yet, so we just put no. Just no. Now, of course, this is all great and all, but we got some more stuff to see. So we're going to go down this way. And we're going to look at, oh boy, all the shops here. So this is was a shop. It's now for sale for 40 gold. Don't know why they didn't put the sign down for the house or place. But this just mainly used to be a big flower shop. They used to sell nether stuff. Now it's more of an empty wasteland. Let's see, do I have any blocks? No, but I do have an ender pearl, so let me get out of here. And now it's more of just like an empty place for 40 gold that you could buy it as like an extra storage or maybe a house or something. Still really not sure what to do with it yet. So we're going to go this way and come to one of my mini shops. So right here is my Joe's Delightful Food Court. So you come in here and we sell smokers for 8 gold. Our currency is gold. Yes, gold, because, well, what else are you going to do with gold? Really, let's be honest. Looks like all of my coal sold out. Wasn't aware of that. No furnaces. Any blast furnaces purchased? Nope. Food? Yes. Well, I'm going to actually collect some of my change now. I don't know why I didn't just do that, but yep. So I'm making quite a lot of money off of here. Grab some raw food. Yeah, no, nothing interesting. So back here's my extra storage, or, well, back room. You know, I got some backup furnaces, golden swords, coal. Right here's a chair that you can just sit down in. You know, just think about life. Well, that's all that chair has to offer. So we're going to go back out of here. We're going to head off to my next business. Or, well, the next areas of scenery. So, whoa, I almost forgot to show you guys the sign. Up here, food seating up there. So up here is the food seating. Welcome to the seating area. Take a seat where you would like. So you could sit down, you know, do whatever. Up here we sell potions. Not a bar. This is potions, but still, they're pretty cool looking. We got some random potions. 1 gold nugget for water. I still gotta make some money somehow, but, you know, it's just 1 gold nugget. And, you know, you can use a water bottle to make more potions, so I guess it really is kind of a good deal if you have your own brewing stand or like a blaze rod of some sort. Anyways, we're gonna continue down this way, which will then lead to, this is Joe's and Dobby's shop extra storage. Don't enter. But I'll get to show you guys here because this is the tour. So, you come in here. Bunches of random storage between the two of us. You know, a bunch of backups, tools, storage, an enchanting thing, blast furnace, grindstone thing. I don't know, I saw a weird face on my screen. Maybe my game's just glitching. Jeez, I thought I would have jumped a little bit more, but I guess not. Donations bin right here. Nobody's donated anything, but they have in the past, so don't think nobody cares. Anyways, this is Joe's Handy Tools and More Shop, or as we like to nickname it, Big Man Shop, because this is the biggest shop on the store. I mean, on the world. Besides, like, some of the nether shops, this is probably one of the biggest and most business-making shop of all. Most of my stuff is sold out, but you can still see, like, all my storage I have. Got a bunch of rib armor trims, netherite, and they're all sold for gold for very fair prices, honestly. I would say. Yeah, now I got some pickaxes, anything you want here, a bunch of enchanted stuff. So I gotta restock or put something here. This is my employees do not enter. Or a bunch of my extra storage. Like, see, I don't think I'm gonna run out of netherite anytime soon. We got pretty much anything that you could really need. I'm not gonna go through too much of this because you guys shouldn't be looking through any of this, in fact. But, you know, gotta show you around for the tour. This was from, I don't know. I don't really know why there's scratches on the tree. But you know what? I don't really care. I sell slime blocks. Yes, I know they're kind of useless, but you know what? Why not? OP enchantment books. You know, you got all sorts of stuff in here. Bunch of chests, which I'm pretty running low on stock in that. Not as much here. Little bit. No, not really. You know, a little bit here. And here's where I would really sell an enchanted gold armor, full enchanted set of netherite armor, but right now I'm out of stock, so I just have to restock, which I might do in like one of the nether videos or just off camera. I sold like efficiency 5 stuff, but they all sold out, as you can see. And here's where I sell the rest of my armor trims. At the front, I sell the one armor trim to kind of sponsor for what's basically back here. Other than that, that's pretty much the big man shop. It's the biggest shop on the market. You know, there's just all sorts of stuff in here. Really great shop. You know. So now we're going to continue this way to a really cool shop that actually has two entrances. So right here is entrance 1, and right over here is entrance 2. This is the Dobby's gun shop. This is like my friend's gun shop where he sells bows, arrows, crossbows, ammo, enchantment arrows, you know. They're really good deals, honestly. Does it get much business here? I mean, not really, but hey, you know, it's a business, it's going to make things. Right back here is like extra stuff, but he probably doesn't want me looking through there, so we're not going to go in there. There used to be an enchanting table back there, but since we had to move it, now there's nothing. But in here is the community dump, which you can come in here. And generally, there would be stuff in here, like when people donate old stuff that they don't need anymore, you can come in here and collect it. But then, after it's been in here for a while, he'll come in here and collect it and move it over to the Goodwills, which makes money for the actual courtroom, so that way we can have money for future building projects. Right here's where you would throw stuff into the dump, like if you didn't need it. Like, let's say I didn't need this ender pearl. You just throw it in there, it'd go in the dump. And then later on, he'd go grab it and sell it at the Goodwill for a really cheap price. Anyways, there's 30 gold for sale. This used to be Sam's shop, but after the great removal, we had to move all the shops. So this is more of just an empty storage area that you can kind of look through. Those are part of the mine rails, which take you down to the mines, as you could probably guess. Now, we're going to go ahead and... oh, wait, almost forgot. There used to be a shop up here. It used to be a shoe store up here, but, well, it kind of had to go down. It's still not really for sale. This was my place, my other shop, but I haven't really sold it yet. I'm probably just going to use it for extra storage, or maybe I'll sell it as, like, a good house. It could be good off the market. Chop these vines down. Could be pretty good on the market, but, you know, it's just an average location. Up here is, our good friend, Zach's stuff, you know. His house is here. He owes a lot of rent. Hasn't been on the world since maybe barely before day 500, and it's 20 gold every 20 days, so he owes some rent, and he has no gold, so he's kind of cooked. But besides that, we're going to continue this way. This is somebody's house. We don't really know them very well, but that's their house, so, you know. That says a sign that says community dump this way, you know. Before we move on to the next section, oh yeah, I shouldn't have skipped this, but we're going to look at my main part of my base. This actually used to be an older base. It used to just be in the sky, but now it has, like, you know, it almost feels like a treehouse theme, even though that wasn't what my friend decided to go for to design this for me, but, you know, still pretty cool. Fits pretty well here. You got, like, some storage back here, some shelves, you know, random stuff. We're not going to go through all my chests because I have, like, 56,000 chests full of random junk, so we're not going to go through everything, but... You know, this kind of gives you an average idea of some things that we have in here. I still don't even remember how I got those heads, but I did get them. Yeah, a lot of weird things have been happening in this world lately, so, you know. I got the bed here. A bunch of gold plate floor. Each of these are worth 2 gold, so if you sell them, they're worth like 2 gold. Random chests, and this would lead you to... This leads you to the water base area, as you can see right up here. I'm not going to go too much into detail because you've already seen that, but that's where that leads. So now we're going to head back down and explore the other half of the cave before I take you guys to the nether. But before that, we got to show you guys the mines. Now, before I can show you guys the mines, I'm going to need a minecart. So we're going to grab a minecart. We're going to head down to the mines. And they all have their own labeled stops and like different stop stations like a train track, so, you know. We're going to head down here and take a little ride. So, down to the mines we go. The kind of here is just like an entrance area section. Okay, so that sounds good. So right here's a bunch of different little dugout things we had done. Right here's the area that took about almost today 200, almost 300. We've been mining through these. Now we finished this at like around day 624 was the last time to like 700 when I was last working in here. So it just kind of takes you through. You can really see all the stuff we've mined out. Yeah, don't ask why there's ancient debris right there and there's diamonds. So if you get off right here, you can see strange room. Everything in here just feels very off-putting, and yeah, the door doesn't lead anywhere. This way leads to a lush cave. If you believe it or not, up by the shroomlight path that my friend had made, it leads up to a lush cave. We're going to get back in the minecart. We're going to continue forward with the next part. Off ahead. So we're heading off to the next part, which actually leads you to something that I had made out of from the nether wood. Since I can't actually go to the surface, I'd use netherwood for this, which I actually had to deforestate an entire warped forest for this. Yeah, it really took a lot out of me to do it, but here it is, the bridge. There's the ladder right here, which takes you down to the big cave, which just looks like a normal cave, but most of this was actually exploded with TNT. So this ain't no real normal cave. I could show you guys down here a little bit. As you can see, the big design and architecture of the rails track. You just see how the wood it took to make. It's a really cool structure, but not the craziest thing, but it definitely was time consuming. It took about 40 Minecraft days to build this. Just because of all the gas constantly shooting at me. And that was before I had my, gear that I got on. That's pretty much it for this area, so we're going to get back up on the minecart. Continue forward this way, which will lead us to where the dripstone cave is, up the head across this bridge. Right here is the big dripstone cave entrance. If you go right up through here, you're in the big dripstone cave, which has been where I found most of those heads at, which there's some weird things that had happened in here. Very spooky. It always gives me this weird feeling whenever I go over here like I'm being watched. Yeah, I don't really like it over there. So we're going to continue back down further, which this should take you to our slime mines. Well, yeah, the slime cave. The cave that has a bunch of slimes in it. I hope I set up all the stop tracks correctly. I wasn't really planning for this video, but I did make it, so yeah, I did. Okay, slime hunting cave in here, so if you open up these doors, there's glow squids, but generally after time a bunch of slimes end up here in here, and I have no idea why, but they do, so it's the slime cave. Yep, see, a slime. What the? I swear, what is that thing? Like, it just keeps on showing up on my screen every time I close my doors. I don't know. We'll just continue forward and just act like nothing just happened there. Right here is the diamond mine. Yep, definitely a diamond mine. Definitely didn't just try to rage bait people or anything and just put these here, and the diamond mine was actually far up ahead, but you know what, who cares. We're going to continue forward to the last section before we go up. Right here is the lava and obsidian mine. So if you come through here, you can see there's a lot of lava and a lot of, but as you guys were seeing, there's a bunch of Davies shops and stuff. I won't go too much into detail. I'll show you guys them again just in case. But I don't know how my disk space got too full, even though I have a bunch of gigabytes of storage, so the recording got kind of cut off. So I don't know what you guys missed, but I'll show you guys that back in a second. This basically takes you to the two forests and stuff. I really hope it didn't cut out too much, but if it did, whatever, I'll just fix it later. But this takes you to the two forests, and this tunnel took me like almost 50 days to build, it feels like. Well, like 3 hours in real time, almost 6 hours for these rails. So they're pretty cool though, because they take you, and they're more efficient ways of getting to the forest and the safest ways possible. If that's even really a thing in the nether of something being called safe. And I quote safe. But I'll definitely recheck through the recordings, and if I missed anything, I can definitely go back and do that. I'm terribly sorry about that. But I'll hope I get the majority of it. I should have been checking a little bit more, but it should be fine. But like right around up here, this takes you to the warped forest, which I did a lot of deforestation in here, cleared some things up. But let's just continue forward before a ghast obliterates us, to head off on their next bridge to take off to our next location, which is a bunch of jack-o'-lantern lights, which is credit to Davies for the lights. The bridge is me. So we're going to head back around this way, which takes us to the Crimson Forest, probably the most dangerous forest in the nether. And you broke my rails. Nope, you actually didn't. You just missed them. Good. Thank God. Didn't want you to hit them again because you do this every single time. One of the most annoyingest mobs besides creepers and endermans. This is about to be taking us to here, the Crimson Forest. That's pretty much to all of that stuff from this area. We're going to take you guys back to the shops because I don't know if I missed anything. So we're just going to take you guys back down through the shops. I hope it didn't like record for like maybe 5 minutes, and then as soon as I stop looking at the recording, it's like, nah, I'm going to stop recording. But it shouldn't have, so we'll just get as much as we can out of this. And even if I didn't get everything in this episode, I could always go back through in another episode while I'm doing something. That's how it is sometimes. My PC is just like, nah, I'm going to record a little bit, and then I'm just going to stop the recording just because I don't care about you. Thank God you missed, because you are the most annoyingest mob, and that's why everybody hates you. Thank God that didn't obliterate anything. Just go back down. Jeez. Pain sometimes with this computer. Like, bro, literally. Just, can I not go 5 seconds without being obliterated? Like, Jesus. But I do have some more things to show in the overworld, but, yeah, I'm definitely going to get to those. Yeah, there's one more locational place that's above my locational places, so I hope this gas doesn't cause much of a problem because they're always here, but, you know, who knows. Man, oh man, I hope I got all that stuff in the recording because I really don't want to re-go back to the tour again, but I might have to. Because my computer is annoying. No wonder why I get so much sleep deprivation all the time because of this computer. It's also why I haven't made a video in a long time, is because of this computer. Because it gives me so many pains and problems. It's just like, nah, and even if I try to make a video, most of them just get deleted or the video gets corrupted in the files. So, I mean, I'll just re-go do a real quick walkthrough through these places because this is Sam's Wonderful Finds, cool stuff. That's Bryce's place, the pawn shop. Bunch of flowers and random stuff gets sold there. And here, remember, this is Dobby's place where it sells some disc, armor from long times ago, and just cool random things that are hard to get to. Can't really go too much into detail because I already did, and if the recording didn't save, I'll re-go back through there in a minute. But we have to get to the last part of the overworld and hope that most of this was actually saved, because this computer is going to cause me to lose my mind, as you guys can already tell. But that's just fine because I can just go back through again. But Bryce is the one who made all these designs for the rails, and he's the guy who kind of like I pay to fix the rails. Which, speaking of him, I think I have to owe him money right now, so we'll have to do that in a second. So, let's collect this, go back to the overworld. Alright, back through the portal into the overworld. So, it'll take you into here, and you go back out through here. Hope I remembered the base I recorded, but, we got one more place to show you guys, which is down right over here. It's above my shop, which this is, Dobby's apartment complex right up here. There's multiple locations. They have all good balcony views. So I'll show you the ones that aren't being rented out, which are literally none of them, because none of them are being rented out right now. So, in here, you get like a view off the side up here. Probably one of the first rooms was built, but you get kind of a cool view. Nice and everything. Right over here, room 2A. A little bit bigger than room 1A. It used to be a little bit smaller, but they got expanded, and you get like just a glass view, but not really a balcony view. You know, still a pretty decent, good view. You come upstairs, and you get a look at this. You know, you got the this is the smallest of them, probably the cheapest, most budget friendly. Got every little thing that you could need, not crazy or anything, just, you know, this is the biggest of them. It has a whole bedroom, a whole like storage room, kitchen, and a bigger balcony, I guess, maybe the same size. Don't really know. But, you know, it's pretty cool and all. So then we're gonna go back down And I'm going to show you guys, what else is there to show? I don't think there's much else to show. But yes, this is basically our 1,000-day world. It's kind of like a work in progress. Like throughout like this week and like next week, I'm going to try to like make some little like posts and stuff on it, but that should be about it. I'm just going to re-go back through my recordings and make sure I got everything I actually needed out of this, but that should be about it. And yeah, thank you guys all for watching. I hope you guys all have a good day, and yeah, leave a like and subscribe.